Hi there, this is Hussein Gandhi, your realtor and friend. Today I want to share with you the opportunities and the risks associated with pre-construction and under-construction properties. Before we look at the opportunities, I want to give you the overview of how a builder starts and ends a particular project. So if there is, let's say, a plot of land which the builder wants to make a condo or low-rise buildings on, the builder needs to go ahead and buy that plot of land, and then they go to the bank. The bank says that they are willing to lend the money after they see the viability of the project. What do we mean by the viability of the project? Whether the market has a capacity of buying the units which the builder is proposing. And there are two things in this. One is the before any money is given to the builder, the bank wants to see whether the builder is able to sell some units, and before the entire project is complete, they want to make sure that all or a substantial, maybe 98% of all the units are actually being sold. So now this is where we come in, and therein lies the opportunities and handsome profits which can be made. So when builder wants to start with one particular project, they approach VVIP President Club brokerages such as us, and they start something called as a family and friends and close clients program, wherein before the construction has actually begun or the project has actually begun, they attempt to sell some of the units. Now, there are two risks associated with this. One is the pricing risk. The builder does not know what to price a particular unit at, and we as investors do not know whether that price is in fact right. And at the same time, we are providing a solution, because without pre-construction units being sold, it is going to be very difficult for the builder to get the financing to even commence his or her project. So a lot of times, a lot of builders come to us, and we introduce those projects to our client at the VVIP level. That is before it even goes on to the public, and they are at steep discounts, very close to the builder's cost. And our clients are able to have profit handsomely from such kind of project. The downside to that is that these projects tend to be oversubscribed 3, 4, 500%. That means for every file we put in, we get every 5 files we put in, we get only one property. This is what happened with the Caledonia project, which if you are aware, we sent in 53 worksheets and we got only 9 properties. Now, how would you mitigate that risk of not getting access or not getting the unit at the lowest price? One way of doing it is by, as soon as you get an email from me, send me a letter of intention or an email of intention that yes, go ahead, this is a project which I'm interested in. You may not have done your research by then, but if you believe in the research which I have done, go ahead and say yes to that. You have approximately 1 week or 10 days after the project is even the paperwork is actually signed as a cooling off period. That is by default I take from most of the builders, so that in case this project does not fit your risk profile you can back out from that, or if your research shows that this is not something which you want to do, you can actually back out from that. This is similar to buy first, think later, and those are the kind of clients which get access to the VVIP because they really tend to be oversubscribed right now. Now moving on, once the builder has let's say it's a 100-unit project and the first 10 are subscribed to, he goes to the bank and says, look here, there are people who are willing to pay this kind of money, and now you can lend us the money. So money is lent to them, and the project is now started. One thing about the builder is the builder himself does not know what is the correct price to sell the particular units at. So that's why they have different phases, and they keep on increasing the phases till they get sold. So let's say in a 100-unit project, they'd have first 10 units at the VVIP level, and then maybe they'd have 4 or 5 phases, and they attempt to sell 20 units at each phase, and thereby increasing the amount at every phase. The risk is that risk for the builder is that if they increase the price a bit too much too soon, and if the market or if the general market is not able to hold up on those prices, then the rest of the project gets into jeopardy. So what they do is they increase it by maybe 4-5% every time. That is what the general practices of the builder is, and depending on the speed at which the phases get sold. Now this is being sold to the general public. Of course, we can help you get access to units even out there. They see whether they can increase the prices even further. Now they keep on increasing the prices till such an event wherein the units are not being able to are not being sold. Again, remember this, that the bank gave certain conditions on their mortgages. One condition was that before it begins, a particular amount of units would need to be sold, and before a particular amount of time, the rest of the units would have to be sold. The challenge which the builder faces is that it keeps on increasing the price, but at a particular level, the market is not able to digest the price and is not able to sell units at that particular price. So that's again where we come in at VVIP level access. We are able to get special discounts or special clauses from the builder, wherein without decreasing the price of the units, our buyers are able to benefit. I call that the liquidation sale. That once you have the pre-construction sale, and then the builder continues, and now towards the end we have a liquidation sale. So there are certain incentives such as perhaps $100,000 in interiors, or perhaps interest-free mortgages for 3 years. Something which we are able to wheel and deal with the builders and get for our clients. Now the project which I'm going to talk to you about right now is one such project wherein we have the liquidation sale going on. The Caledonia project which I had sent you earlier was the pre-construction project, and now this project I'm going to be talking to you about is the liquidation project, wherein the builder has a particular date in mind wherein it needs to get rid of all its properties. Otherwise, there'll be a substantial interest penalty which will most likely have to be paid by the builder to the bank. Now, I'm not privy to the particular case in a particular project. I'm just giving you an overview of how finance and the builders operate, so that we know why they are doing a particular thing, and we are able to provide a solution, and you as an investor are able to profit the most from. So I'd welcome you to my office to discuss this liquidation project with me and see the kind of rewards which await you, and how I have been able to mitigate the risks and make sure that to a large extent the risks are eradicated. I'd like to welcome you to my office, and we'll take it up from there. Thank you.